We are now in our storm spot. Not as sheltered as we thought from the south, and not loving it because they've got buoys all along the beach, and between the big buoys they have like a little rope with smaller buoys, and we're quite close to it, so if the anchor was to skid we'll probably end up a little bit tangled, but we've got like a, I don't know, 6-to-1 ratio out, and at the moment it's good. It should hold. We also don't have any friends around. There's no other boats that have come in here. There was a cat that came in like 5 minutes ago, but he decided to go around the corner to that other bay and never came back. So maybe it is actually better. But yes, we'll survive. We'll survive. We'll be good. It's like between 18 and 20 constant, and then gusting about 25, I guess. But the swell out there has picked up so much. Like the waves we have right now is almost like ocean crossing waves. And well, I was seasick like half an hour ago. I just went white and couldn't really, didn't know where to put myself. Just rolling really badly, like everything is falling over. We're actually almost concerned for when the wind from the south stops and we're just left with this big swell until the north swell catches up. I think in hindsight, we should have chosen a different anchorage or got into a marina. But now here we are. We've been rolling for hours now, and we're just waiting for this to finish, really. So the fun thing has happened now. The wind has shifted. We are sideways to a massive swell. Everything is going everywhere, what can I say?
Last night was terrible. We opted for this anchorage here where we were protected from the north, but we knew it would be a little bit rough from the south for a little while, and it was incredibly rough. We were getting sort of 1.5 meters of swell coming through here, 20-25 knots of wind straight off the ocean to the south. So made for an incredibly uncomfortable evening. I compare it to being in a roller coaster for about 9 to 10 hours. All in all, not great, but you know, it flattened out after a while. Now it's rolling again, which is great. So we are going to try and move around to see our friend who's in San Antonio. We've still got 15-20 knots of wind. I think it's going to be a bit exciting going up the west coast of Ibiza. And last night the snubber almost failed because of all the swell, so now I need to re-whip that. We were about to go through the very narrow passage into a headwind between Esvedra and the other little island. It's quite tight, lots of wind, so I thought I'd start the engine to help us through in case it was a bit too on the nose, and turns out throttle control doesn't work. I'm sailing in 20 knots of wind, hopefully to find somewhere to put the boat, but we have no throttle. So I can go down below and I can do it manually, push on the engine throttle body to give us some drive. It's not entirely practical for trying to anchor. I'm going to do some taking apart of the steering console while we're sailing. Great. So I've taken the screws out, well 3 of them, because the other one's a bit stuck. And now I'm going to try and fix it with zip ties. But basically the inside of the control has snapped. So when you go ahead, it lifts it, but it doesn't lift the whole wire, so it's not pulling the engine. But it's okay, I just have to fix it by this headland. Otherwise, we go back to Formentera.
After 3 hours of sail, we're just returning to the same place we started off from. Obviously we lost the engine, or at least the functionality. and it was bloody windy out there. Luckily it broke, well, we only noticed that it was broken just in this wind gap where we were going to try go through 2 islands, like actually really stunning, because yeah, it was gusting 25 knots all the way, but like quite fiercely. Yeah, we just decided to turn around and come back where we were. We're going to sail into Anchorage, and then we're going to take a cab to Ibiza and try to find like an engine sort of spare parts chandlery shop sort of thing. Bit frustrating, but at least the wind is actually turning as I'm talking, and now we're making it straight into the Anchorage, which is really good. We thought we would be tacking in all the way, and it's busy, but it's a big Anchorage, should be sandy. That's the plan, that's the update. Things obviously always change when you're sailing. Not the fun night out in San Antonio as we hoped for, but more of a late night repairing the engine. We've just taken the main away. I'm now on the Genoa, and obviously the wind has just died. Wow, it's very light, but I see the gust coming. We should make it. So that went surprisingly well. We actually ended up having wind all the way up to the Anchorage, and it just was turning in the right direction. So that was really great. And funny enough, the only other time our engine failed was 4 years ago off Ibiza. And I guess we're gonna go ashore and call a taxi, try to get into town. So this is what was crimped here, and it's broken off the cable.
Turns out you can't buy the small part that needed replacing inside the Teleflex control. I learned that's what it's called yesterday. So we've been into town and we bought new control cables ×2 and a new engine control lever. So now I just have to remove this one, fit the new one, and see if it works. So on here you can see the broken bit. This section here breaks, and nobody sells this little bracket, so instead you have to buy the whole new thing.
We actually came back to our storm anchorage, which is this one, and we treated ourselves to dinner in the restaurant here. 100% recommended. It's such a beautiful seating, and the sunset from there was just gorgeous. They also have their traditional coffee, which tasted actually a little bit like a mulled wine, but with coffee. So it was coffee, brandy, orange peel, lemon peel, and cinnamon. It was really cool. They like lit it on fire at the table, and yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, 100% recommend this spot. The only slightly downside is you've got airplanes flying over, but it's actually much better here than around the corner. So we just came across 2 dog and cat graveyards, and it's actually quite cute. They've got headstones and pictures and their dates. It's also a bit creepy at the same time, but it's actually really adorable. There's so many. There's like maybe hundreds is too much, but it's graveyard after graveyard, and it's like it's really adorable, but it's actually making me a little bit emotional. So this is Esjondal. It's actually a really famous party bay. There are a few beach clubs on there, and we actually looked into going there, but you basically have to reserve a table, have lunch lunch there. There's like a minimum expense, and then only you're allowed to stay for the party in the afternoon. So yeah, we've decided not to go, but it's nice to see it from up here really. The water is absolutely stunning and it's a really cool viewing point. Walk update is we want to take a different route on the way back, but instead of going down back to the boat, this is just going up and up and up, and we don't have any water with us, so we might not get out of this one. Who knows? We go to the top. Now I can only go downhill.
Just wondering about the animals in this wilderness. Tash, you want to tell us what's the most scary animal here?
The wild boar. Especially if it has little kids.
Very dangerous.
We found it. Back to the boat. We spent the night at Cala d'Ord. Beautiful location. The sunset is just absolutely incredible. Like, we were just astonished at the beauty of the colors. It was just getting better by the minute. And we've just had a really easygoing morning, did a bit of admin, did a bit of yoga, and we're gonna get going now. We're gonna go to Cala Tarida, which is where quite a few cool sunset bars are, like ashram. And yeah, we're just gonna make the most out of the wind direction at the moment, so we're just gonna shoot off. We made it to Cala Comte. We took our fins, had a swim to the beach. There's a small chiringuito called Cala Escondida where we had a little beer, went a little bit to the beach to suntan, and now we've booked a table at the Sunset Ashram. We've got a table there for 6 o'clock. The sunset should be around 7:30ish, so we should have a really amazing view from there. It is absolutely gorgeous here, so we're really looking forward to spending some time around Sunset Ashram. To put you into a situation, we came here 4 years ago and it was bumping. It was so cool. But we just arrived as the DJ set was finishing, so we thought today we come here at 6. They said it gets really lively as the sunset starts, etc. I just asked the lady if there's going to be a DJ, and she said no, the police has shut it down. The police came around a month ago and said anything along the beach has to be quiet and peaceful. So the famous ashram sunset doesn't play any DJ sets anymore. Here we are. We're gonna pay a really overpriced dinner, but we're gonna have a beautiful sunset, that's true, but we could have had that from the boat. But yeah, no music. They do offer actually headsets, so you can put some headsets on to listen to music louder if you'd like to, but there's actually no live DJing or anything. On the move again. Yesterday was really fun, and now we're heading to San Antonio to meet up with a friend and go see the town and the nightlife, I guess. We want to go see to another sunset place there, and now we are departing and we're going through this quite tight passage through 2 little islands just so we don't have to go around, and I can see a reef from here actually. So yeah, wish us luck. We are across. We made it. That was quite nerve-wracking. Actually, we were a little bit chicken and waited for another boat to go before us. And then it looked like they were stuck. But they weren't. They made it through. There was just a little wake. But anyways, excited to go see San Antonio. It's super gorgeous here, like, honestly. I think one of my favorite places, probably.